Mirchi FM is #1 in Singapore.
और किसके सुनिए यार, हमारा एक सच्चा साथी है मिर्ची एफएम लंबा साथी.
I love Mirchi FM. It's so hot.
देखे में लाल लाल, खाए में हाय हाय. Tangi taupa में Mirchi FM is hot.
Here at Rugby Town, Singatoka, love listening to Mirchi FM. Mirchi FM, it's hot.
Mirchi FM is #1 in Suva. It's hot.
हम वहीं के लिए लंबा सा में रहता है, तो क्या बताइए हम मिर्ची एफएम सुनता है.
Mirchi FM, बहुत जुलूम जुलूम.
Mirchi FM, it's hot.
Tonight, Sodelpa rejects list being circulated as party candidates. New traffic lights to ease congestion. And Lands Ministry resolves tenancy saga. Good evening, this is FBC News and I'm Amrita Priyadarshini. The Social Democratic Liberal Party says names being circulated as potential candidates are not endorsed by Sodelpa. Media Liaison Officer Sanaina Rondronro says no one should believe the names on the supposed list. Chanel Sivan with this report.
The list has been around for a while now. Names of prominent people who've supposedly been chosen as candidates.
There's a lot of lists that have come out and they're supposedly from Sodelpa. We understand that, some floated through the blog sites and others have been presented by people. We would advise the people of Fiji to wait, to have the patience to allow us to complete our selection process, and then we will present our party nominees just like we expect the other parties to do. It would be premature to assume that that list is the confirmed list of the party.
Sodelpa is adamant it will reveal the names of party candidates next month, and no one should believe the list that's been circulated.
We would not release any list unless we formalized the nominees through the annual general meeting that is scheduled for the 6th of June, because that is according to our party constitution.
In the meantime, the party is finishing off with its visit to chiefly villages, seeking permission to hold rallies and campaign for the elections.
The party nominees for now are meeting most of their individual costs, and if we are traveling to the Western Division, then it is being catered to by the party nominees from the West. And then if it is here in the Central Division, it's being done so in a similar manner. This is very small expenses at this stage, because it's just a matter of, a kamunanga and the angona. It's probably just a fuel that we are meeting, and we are being billeted by relatives and friends.
Sodelpa will continue its traditional protocol visits tomorrow. Chanel Shivan, FBC News.
The Ministry of Lands has intervened in a land dispute between disgruntled tenants and their landlord. The issue at Navakai in Nandi escalated when the landlord tried to evict families who had been renting houses built illegally on state land. And as Christopher Chand reports, the lease on the property expired in 2003.
Permanent Secretary for Lands, Tevita Mboseiwanga, has been to Nandi over the last 2 weeks to personally look into the matter.
We had to intervene and look after the welfare of the tenants, since that is government's role. Likewise for the development leaseholder. And we have to find a win-win situation.
Leaseholder Ronald Ritesh Kumar had an agricultural lease over the land, but instead built homes and rented them out. His lease expired in 2003, but he continued to take rent from tenants. Earlier this year, Kumar secured a development lease on the same property and has been trying to evict the family since.
Holding the development lease, it doesn't mean that he has the development lease document. So in other words, when he tried to evict the tenants, it's not in order, because he hasn't the legal right to do that.
The tenants had their water and electricity supply cut off, but Boseiwanga says after the meeting on Friday, they've come to a solution.
They have come to a common position where the development leaseholder is willing to pay or refund all the rents that have been paid from 2003 onwards. That's when the lease expired. And the tenants accepted that.
What has been done is, it was something that has been the problem for so many years. So it's good we have come to a consensus.
The tenants have been allowed to stay on the land until the landlord is able to refund all monies he had collected as rent since 2003. Christopher Chand, FBC News.
A flood warning issued for Raki Raki and Waimanu is now cancelled. However, the Nandi Weather Office is maintaining a flood alert for low-lying areas adjacent to and downstream of the Novolao station. An active trough of low pressure with associated cloud and rain lies over Fiji and is gradually moving eastwards. Water levels in Raki Raki have receded. However, a number of crossings in Nangali in the interior of Neita Siri province remain closed to traffic. There are also small crossings closed to all traffic in parts of the Western Division. Women's Minister Dr. Chico Luveni has responded to reports that she said women and girls should dress responsibly. The Fiji Sun on Friday quoted Dr. Luveni as saying that while young women and girls have a right to choose what they wear, they need to be responsible as well. In a statement, the minister says she has never said victims of rape are to be blamed. Dr. Luveni adds rape is a despicable act and we must all condemn it. And it's regrettable her fundamental belief was distorted in Friday's coverage. She goes on to say some political parties are trying to turn her comments into a political issue to win points. Traffic lights around the country are due for an upgrade and work has already begun with the capital, Suva. Alan Stoltz reports the Fiji Roads Authority will be using state-of-the-art technology to not only improve road safety but traffic flow as well.
Motorists won't have to bear with long waits at traffic lights once the Fiji Roads Authority completes its upgrades. These new traffic lights are designed to ease traffic jams. Instead of running on a timer, these lights can gauge the amount of traffic and run the lights accordingly. Fiji Roads Authority Maintenance Manager Dale Nichols says right now traffic signals run on a fixed time, an old and inefficient method in the minds of some drivers.
In the next few weeks we'll actually be changing that over to vehicle activated, in which case the demand of the vehicles will assist in also changing the signals, so that will provide further improvement.
With these improvements, the authority hopes to eventually control all major intersections from one centre.
Probably the other point to make at all of our intersections is that gradually, as we implement new gear at the traffic signals, we'll be bringing them back to a centralised control system that will enable on-demand changes to be made to the actual requirements for each intersection.
The entire budget for revamping traffic signals Fiji-wide is $1.2 million.
The available budget will dictate how long it takes for us to be able to get across the whole of Fiji and upgrade all the existing signals to the new hardware that's needed. We've got a lot of old controllers and that are out there at the moment that are either non-functioning or are functioning poorly, and so you know, as I say, the budget will dictate the timing to get across all of Fiji. But certainly it's our intention over the next few years to gradually upgrade all the signalised intersections that we have.
First up is the greater Suva area, followed by another set of traffic lights at McCoy, and then the rest of Fiji. Ellen Stalls, FBC News.
Coming up, Virgin Coconut Oil rakes in profits for retired civil servant.
Today FM is #1 here in Singapore.
We love Today FM in Lambasa. It rocks!
My favorite station in Nandi is Today FM.
Listening to Today FM. Today FM rocks in Suva.
Lotto kasi di love Today's Kid Music.
I love Today FM because they play all my songs.
We love Today FM at Vuniva Lambasa. Yeah, it rocks!
I love Today FM because it rocks.
Today's hit music on Today FM.
Bulan 2 sa Batolo FM and number 2 ay Raki-Raki.
Bula FM number 2 in Nosor.
Go etapo ke boto ko sa Bula FM nga.
Bula FM number 2 ay Corvo.
Bula FM number 2 ay Sawa. Bula FM number 2 ay Lotoka. Bula.
Number 2 ng Bula FM member.
Bula FM number 2 ay Nasir in Singapore.
Kalau talita kada warung ng Bula FM Lotoka.
Ali akar warung Bula FM number 2 ay Nasir.
Bula FM number 2 ay Nasir.
Welcome back to FBC News. The Ministry of Education has advised parents that all schools will open for normal classes tomorrow. Deputy Secretary for Education Basundra Kumar said they're closely monitoring the weather reports, and if the weather worsens overnight, the ministry will advise the public accordingly. She says parents are advised to also monitor the weather conditions and listen to radio updates. Virgin coconut oil is in huge demand, and the first batch of 200 litres has been exported to Korea. There is an order for 2,000 litres to be shipped out by next month. Savara Tambua talks to a retired civil servant who's found the benefits of virgin coconut oil.
Despite the low prices of copra, Susanna Yalikanavea refuses to lose hope in the industry, looking for other ways of making a living. A former schoolmate introduced her to virgin coconut oil.
It's going to be a big thing, looking at what we can get, because I'm talking from experience, what I'm actually doing. What you can get from one nut is more.
When FBC News caught up with Susanna today, she just reached Suva, bringing with her 560 litres of virgin coconut oil. She's going back home with thousands of dollars.
Serena is buying the oil. She's coming here tomorrow to pick up the buckets, and she exports to South Korea. So she buys from the producers at $13 a litre. So that 40 packets is worth $7,000 plus, done or produced in 4 weeks.
Susanna's been making virgin coconut oil for 8 years, and it's never failed. She's even paying people in Livia Island now to work for her, picking and scraping coconuts. The 56-year-old isn't looking to slow down anytime soon, and her advice for people in the copra industry to get involved in virgin coconut oil.
I think it's a time to harvest coconut. Around Fiji we have coconut all over, from the outlying islands right into the interior.
Susanna Yalikanavea will be traveling to the Solomons next week to train budding entrepreneurs to begin production of coconut value-added products. Sabai Ratambua, FBC News.
The gay community in Fiji celebrated the International Day Against Homophobia and Transphobia in Suva last night. Some of the events had to be cancelled due to bad weather, but that didn't mean people couldn't come together and mark the occasion. Rashika Kumar reports.
The event was organized by 3 networks that works on the rights of lesbians, gays, bisexuals, transgender, inquisitive and queer. The Drondolangi Movement, House of Chameleon and the Emerging Leaders Forum alumni. Chris Prasad from the Drondolangi Movement believes there still is violence, stigma and discrimination against the minority community.
I think we need to create awareness, just like these events, on some of the issues that our communities face. Stigma, violence, and discrimination are a lived reality for many LGBTIQ Fijians and around the world as well. So a bit more advocacy and a bit more awareness, and of course more visibility campaigns as well.
Prasad says people who are gay or transgender have the same aspirations as any other Fijian, but they struggle with daily discrimination.
If you want to be talking about freedom and equality for all Fijians, that includes equality for lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, intersex and queer Fijians as well. So we should be talking about the issues and getting to know more around the work that needs to be done.
The reigning anti-Seneca, Benjamin Patel, has urged people to be open-minded.
You have a right to your opinions, whatever it is, whether you're homophobic or transphobic, that's entirely up to you. But before you decide to hate an individual or a community or a group of people based on a difference, whether it's religion, whether it's sexual orientation, whatever it is, please try and put yourself in their shoes.
Under the Crimes Decree 2010, private, adult, consensual, non-commercial male and female homosexual conduct is legal. The International Day is the commemoration of the World Health Organization's May 17, 1990 decision to remove homosexuality from its list of mental disorders. Rashika Kumar, FBC News.
The cost of government's Look North policy for the next 5 years from 2015 onwards is expected to increase to around $800 million. Mika Longa reports this is $100 million more set for the first 5 years from 2010 to 2014.
The best thing is to map how.
Commissioner Northern Alipati Mbolalevu told FBC News the Look North policy has seen development decentralized to the division from the capital.
It has lifted the Vunulevu, the Look North policy. It has really boosted the people of Vunulevu in their daily activities. Now we have a plan.
The Look North policy has captured all the development needs for Vanuatu, which include health, roading, telecommunications, agriculture, fisheries, aviation and shipping. Bolalevu says the policy has discouraged northerners from migrating to the mainland.
Actually, those who have been migrating from the sugarcane belt areas through the land tenure system that became unstable during the 2002, and now we are improving on our cane production. It's now coming up. Though there was some disaster there that affected the cane production, but now we are moving, we are catching up slowly now, and we hope to hit the 1 million ton per year by the next 2 years.
As the man behind the wheel, Alipati Mbolalevu, feels there's very little time to sit back and relax, as there are needs for extension of mobile services, connect people to roads and technology, give them good drinking water, address other infrastructure needs in order to encourage increased economic activity within the region.
That's my main concern as a driver, sitting on a driver's seat and steering the vehicle forward with all the stakeholders sitting and demanding other services and the communities as well.
Bolalevu is working to ensure that the North increases its contribution towards the country's GDP by allowing for more tourism boom and, amongst other initiatives, increased supply of fish to Vitilevu from 22 tons per week. Mikolonga, FBC News.
In an effort to attract more girls and women to join the information communication technology sector, an ICT event will be hosted in Suva this week. The University of the South Pacific, in collaboration with Pacifica Nexus, South Pacific Computer Society, Software Foundation, International Telecommunications Union, UNESCO and other stakeholders will host the event. Senior Fellow at USP's E-Learning School of Education, Ian Thompson, says the core part of the day is to encourage girls to consider career paths on ICT.
Give children the skills that we think are necessary for them to survive in the world today. I'm particularly interested in the girls' side of that, because I think there's a misunderstanding about girls having careers in this tech area. So what we'd like to do is to promote the industry as a good career choice for girls.
The event will target 40 secondary schools along the Suva-Nosori corridor. Ahead in sports, under-19 tone-down training before OFC match against American Samoa. Coming up in sports, Fiji Pearls pay a special visit to CWM Hospital.
It's always Gold FM for us at Golden Point, Raki Raki.
Gold FM is #1 in Nusrat.
Gold FM is Nelly's best radio station.
It's always Gold FM with us here in Singapore.
Old is gold, and Gold FM is #1 here in Lautoka. Singatoka loves classic hits on Gold FM.
Listen to Gold FM here in Tagua.
We love Gold FM in Ba.
We've got beautiful beaches, people, and Gold FM in Raki Raki.
Lautoka loves the classic hits on Gold FM.
Gold FM, only the classic hits.
बात तो बा है बा में रेडियो फीजी 2 के कौन सा के रोके ऑनलाइन क्लियर
रेडियो फीजी 2 रकी रकी के लोग ज्यादा सुनते हैं।
नैनी में हम सबकी पसंद रेडियो फीजी 2।
तालेबू के लोग रेडियो फीजी 2 सबसे ज्यादा सुन रहे हैं।
मेरी पसंद रेडियो फीजी 2, नसोरी में सभी को पसंद रेडियो फीजी 2।
टावा में रेडियो फीजी 2 सभी कोई सुनते हैं।
रेडियो फीजी 2
रेडियो फीजी 2 आई लव यू।
देश की धड़कन रेडियो फीजी 2।
Welcome to FBC Sports. Now, the Fiji Pearls netball side will need to work on its fitness ahead of the 2014 Pacific Netball Series next month. Coach Julie Hornweg, who is on a short trip overseas, identified fitness as an area that needed to be improved following the Digital Tri-Series. Manager Rubain Soravaki says this will be the key focus during training as the side aims to win the title for the third year in a row.
We've had morning and
sessions. So Julie returns on Monday and joins us again, and then we train for 1 week before we go into camp. So they're aware of the task, the huge task ahead of us, because that's a qualifier tournament, and they've been told that they need to do their hard yards. So I think the girls are focused, and we just need to put in that extra big amount of work before we leave.
The PNS will be held on June 2nd to the 7th in Cook Islands. The Vodafone Fiji Under-19 football side wants to be the first national side to feature in a FIFA Under-20 World Cup tournament. Coach Ravinesh Kumar is mindful it will all come down to how the team fares in the OFC qualifiers in Suva this week. Chalindo Dakadaka reports. We'll move on to our next story. The Nandronga rugby side proved that it will remain as the team to beat in provincial rugby after the 31-6 demolition of Suva in the Skipper Cup competition. The Rupeni Nasinga-led side thrilled its home crowd at Lawanga Park despite the soggy conditions to put on a dynamic display of rugby. Here are the highlights.
Supports, he's close to the line there. It's picked up once again. A reverse pass, a flick away. Out it went. Halfback, it's got it, and it was Lungai, and in it went. And there, it was Lungai giving it infield. Are able to pick it up, and here's the drive forward again. And a good effort in there from Suva. They're right up to the halfway line. They continue going forward. Over the line, the ball is out, but while Nananga pick it up, comes across towards the grandstand sideline, and then racing down the sideline was Leveler. The ball where it is, and they get there, and Nananga get in there, and directly in front of the crossbar. He drives, he steers it, and there Suva is on the board. And Nananga recover it. Although they slipped to the ground, they managed to get the ball away, and out it is. And there's an open space on this grandstand sideline, and they've done just what I said. Side of the field, and Wanga Tambu. He's been given it. That's another converted try. And here it was picked up in there. The Manakelo took it forward there, got it held. He's got it. And here's another drive. The pick a drive, and the try is on.
Auckland City is heading to its 6th FIFA Club World Cup after defeating Amikal FC of Vanuatu 2-1 in the OFC Champions League final this afternoon. Former bar striker Sunny Issa set up the opening goal for Amikal with a neat cross from Kenzie Tanis to head into the net. The hosts hit back with 2 goals. The FIFA Club World Cup will be held in Morocco in December. Overcast conditions and rain affected most parts of the country today. A trough of low pressure lies over Solomons and extends southeastwards over Fiji. Meanwhile, another trough affects Wallis and Futuna and Tonga. Temperatures were in the mid to high 20s today, probably due to the low pressure system. Things are likely to improve by tomorrow. The forecast is for fine conditions over the Fiji group as the working week begins. Now, the further outlook is for fine conditions with cool temperatures at night. Our main stories again. Sodelpa rejects list being circulated as party candidates. New traffic lights to ease congestion, and Lands Ministry resolves tenancy saga. Now on to our poll question. Should there be an age limit on public service vehicles? Visit our FBC website to take part. Remember, you can send us newsworthy pictures to citizenseyes@fbc.com.fj or share it with us via our Facebook page, FBC News. Or if you're on Twitter, follow and tweet us your news tips at FBC News or simply hashtag FBC News. That's all from us tonight. Join Jackie and the team tomorrow. Until next weekend, good evening.
Talita na radio Fiji One na mwira ni nonda bonua.
Ando talita kana borrongo na radio Fiji One singa toka mboleta ni station ni Alumatu.
Ando talita ka bale una borrongo na radio Fiji One station ni Alumatu ilo toka.
Ando talita ka bale una borrongo na radio Fiji One mandi na station ni Alumatu.
Au tu ko korbo Untuk warong live na station ni Almatua na Radio Fijuan.
Do warong na Radio Fijuan na station ni Almatua na Bandoi Teleb.
Na Radio Fijuan nandu mai bitin bonga ni BNN.